guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm talking about everything I watched in November. So the first movie I watched was Ticket to Paradise. I'd never seen a movie with Julia Roberts and George Clooney before, but I thought this was pretty fun. I didn't think it was amazing, honestly, but it was nice to finally have more of a rom-com type movie. These days, they just don't happen anymore, so it was nice to see. The next show I watched was The Owl House. I'm all about The Owl House. I was watching more of The Owl House last month like crazy. It's just one of my all-time favorite shows. I love it so much, and I'm looking forward to the next episode coming out next month. The next movie I watched was Megamind. Now, if you guys have seen the internet for the past couple months, they've been talking about Megamind like crazy, and so I was like, okay, let's do a rewatch. And it was a good time. You know, that is still a really good DreamWorks movie. I really enjoy it. The next show I watched was Abbott Elementary. Now, if you guys have seen my other watching wrap-ups, I have not enjoyed season 2. I really enjoyed season 1, but season 2 just hasn't worked. But the egg drop episode was really well done. I was like, finally a good episode. I think there was one more that was okay. Maybe it was the Christmas one that just came out, but season 2 just hasn't hit. But at least I found one good one. The next movie I watched was Rush Hour. So I was looking for something to watch and I saw Netflix had it, so I watched it again. Yeah, it is like a really good, well done movie, and because of how the quality of movies has gone down, I was so happy to watch a quality movie. I was like, finally a good one, and I was like, yeah. I don't know, I'm hoping things change, but movies these days have just stunk. You know, just whole bombs. Bad stuff, you know? The next show I watched was Manifest. So the new season came out, so I watched season 4, part 1. It's kind of hard. I think there were some good aspects of it, but it wasn't. I feel like some of the good questions that season 3 left you off with weren't answered or gave you lackluster answers, so I'm not too sure about part 2 of season 4, but you know, we're gonna have to see about that. But I did do a rewatch of season 1 and 2. I tried to watch more of 3, but it just wasn't happening. I got pretty bored of 3. But I will say, sometimes this happens with me. I have my own opinion about a character. First time I watch it, then doing a rewatch, I'm more okay with this character. And I would say this time, I really didn't like the mom character in the show. I just really didn't like her, but watching it this time around, she was alright. And it was totally understandable for her to kick the dad out. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I do think this show is good. I just feel that sometimes the writing could be better. And sometimes they do a really well-crafted cliffhanger, but otherwise not really. The next show I watched was The Office. So I've been doing a rewatch of The Office, and it's been a really good time. I'm a little disappointed. I only have seasons 6, 7, and 9. I want to watch the other seasons, but now Peacock has it behind one of those paywalls where it's like, you have to get premium or else you can't watch it. So that's kind of a bummer. It was so much easier when Netflix just had the whole thing. Yeah, but it was really good. You know, typical awesome show. Had a great time. The next show I watched was Inside Job. So season 2 came out. This was disappointing. Now, I did do a rewatch of season 1 in preparation for the new season coming out, and season 1 is still great. I really enjoy season 1, but season 2, the direction they went for it did not work for me. I did not enjoy it at all. I will still be watching season 3 when that comes out, but it wasn't my kind of style. And I've really only seen everyone else be positive about it, so I guess unpopular opinion for me. Yeah, this season just didn't work. I think so, no. The next movie I watched was Falling for Christmas. Now I have to be honest with you guys, I'm looking at my list, you know, so that I know which movies I watched. And when I saw Falling for Christmas, I'm like, I didn't watch that. I don't even know what that is. And I was like, hello, that's the Lindsay Lohan movie that just came out on Netflix. So this movie, before we watched it, I didn't even finish the trailer because it didn't look like quality to me. And I don't watch like cheesy Christmas movies. I watch the good OGs and that's about it. But my family wanted to watch it, so I was like, okay, let's do it. I made the right call, not even watching the trailer. This was so bad. Oh, it was not good at all. I just don't understand how it is that, like, why can't there just be good movies? If you're putting all this energy and all this time and money into things, why can't you just do a good job? I don't get it, but yeah, this was a flop of a movie. Thumbs down, nope. The next movie I watched was Enchanted. Now, this is so long ago that this movie came out, which to me, it doesn't feel like that long, but also it feels like forever. And I saw it in theaters when I was a little 6-year-old kid. So it's been like forever, you know? My mom and I watched it again in preparation for Disenchanted coming out. And it was great. I love this movie. It is awesome. But I have to say, that whole nice cleaning scene, and then at the very end, because she's like, wasn't this fun? And then the music ends, and then the bird eats the bug, which, by the way, that bug was working so hard to clean that apartment. And what does he get? Death! Are you kidding? Oh, poor little guy. But, oh, I love this movie. It is awesome. It's great. The movie's good, the casting's good, just all around a very excellent movie. But I don't have the same opinion for the next movie, which is Disenchanted. So, I was really excited about this the second they announced it. I'm like, finally they have a sequel for Enchanted coming out. But the trailers were coming out. I was doubting it a bit. And, you know, we watched the movie. Nope, I didn't like it. And here's the thing for me. I like Enchanted because it's satirical and it does something new. You don't typically see a fairy tale story in the real world. But this time, it's just like normal with fairy tale things happening, and it's all about fairy tales. And it's just like, we've seen this before. There wasn't anything new, you know, which was disappointing. Yeah, I was looking forward to the movie, but nope. It was not good. I do think it was a good message, the whole thing that Giselle was Morgan's mom, even though she wasn't biologically, she was her stepmom, and she loved her, and she raised her. Like, come on. But it was a fine message, it's just the movie really didn't work. Also, I don't like how they changed Pip's voice actor. What happened with that? The next movie I watched was Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. My family wanted to watch Alvin and the Chipmunks, so I was like, hey, no problemo. And I've watched these movies many a time, you know, since I was a kid. And yeah, this one is a good one. And it was nice to watch it again and some of the lines, because me and my family, we like to do movie lines. So we reference movies and TV shows all the time. So it's nice to like watch how it's originally said and everything like that. But yeah, it was a good movie. The next movie I watched was Alvin and the Chipmunks. So my parents had already watched Alvin and the Chipmunks, so after the Squeakquel I was like, okay, let's watch the other one. And yeah, it was a good time. It is a good movie, and I kind of forgot some things about it, so it was nice to watch again. And the song at the end, I actually talked about it, I think it was in my top songs of November video. And so I talk about that one last song. It's really good. And just when Alvin's, you know, singing it and then Dave calls for them, it's a good scene. It's just well done. And the music in general is good. So it was a nice movie to watch. And the next movie I watched was Alvin and the Chipmunks, Chipwrecked. I definitely remember this one more. Maybe I watched it more recently than the other ones, but it's still been years and years ago that I watched any of these movies, but it was nice. I definitely think the other ones are better, but this one is funny. You got Simone and other things like that, but it's cute. The next show I watched was Wednesday. Now I have a full review of that show. I'll definitely link it down below in the description, but I didn't even plan on watching Wednesday, but people were hyping it up, so I was like, okay, let's give this a try. And I enjoyed it so much. I thought this was an excellent show. I was very impressed with it, and I haven't watched many mystery shows, and I really should, because I do enjoy that genre and I like mystery aspects. Unfortunately, this series did have that. There was just so much about this show that I really liked, so I'm happy that I watched it. The next movie that I watched was The Addams Family from 1991. So I had never watched The Addams Family, but then I watched Wednesday. I really enjoyed that, so I tried the movie. This did not work for me. I was so bored. I really didn't like the plot. It was just, nope. And even though I did not finish the sequel, Addams Family Values, wow, I couldn't finish that one. It was so bad, and it was so terrible. The fact that Wednesday and Pugsley were trying to kill their own brother, nope, didn't like that. And even if it's slapstick comedy or whatever, dark humor, that is so uncalled for, not funny at all. The next show I watched was Seinfeld. I watched a couple episodes with my family. You know, I've watched Seinfeld over the years, even as a kid. But yeah, it was a good time. I watched some new episodes I hadn't, and they were pretty funny. So, you know, that show is definitely successful in what it does, so next show. And the next movie I watched was A Christmas Story Christmas. So, there's something about the first one, A Christmas Story. It's like, it has some good stuff, and it has some good lines, but it also has almost like a curse to it or something. There's something twisted about the movie. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's because there's not like that Christmas joy or Christmas cheer. And it's also kids, but it's also, it doesn't even feel like this is for kids or something. But it's at least decent and it knows what it's doing. But A Christmas Story Christmas, wow, they should have just left the story alone. This was so bad. And at the end, where it seems like I knew exactly where it was going, I was like, oh, typical, it's gonna end where it all began. Typical cliche. And of course it did. I was like, oh, stop. No, there was nothing about this movie that I liked. This was a straight up disappointment. Alright, and that is what I watched in November. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. It would really help and support me. See you guys next time. Bye!